Alrighty, we got this. We got this. I need to look at this. I need to look at this MorePegasus video. IDubbbz wife just got exposed big time. Somehow I'm blocked by this woman. I don't know what I did. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. It is what it is. Let's just see what happened again. Let's just see what happened again. I'm curious. Let's go.
Welcome back to the most diabolical series on the internet. In today's video, Ethan has just exposed a ton of info about Anissa and Anissa's husband. Basically, IDubbbz's boxing trainer—
You mean Anissa's wife? Don't you mean Anissa's wife? I'm confused.
Mike says that Anissa was basically cheating on Ian by having a crush.
This bro is so fried. This bro is so fucking fried.
On one of Ian's boxing opponents. Apparently, she was also bragging about being a gold digger and a whole bunch of lore. Hassan has responded to the flag clip where he glazes yet.
Wow, the OnlyFans chick is a gold digger. Wow, what's next? You're gonna find a fork in the kitchen?
Another terrorist. Alrighty, subscribe to achieve all of your dreams, and let's begin. Basically, Ethan was doing a call with IDubbbz's former boxing coach, and IDubbbz knew that he had some serious dirt on him, so he started panicking. IDubbbz panic texted his former coach before he called into the H3 Expo show today. Hey Michael, not sure if this is clickbait or not, but saw your face on H3 podcast thumbnail. Let me know if it's real and if you want to talk. I'm hoping it's just some clickbait because I'd be happy to talk if you had some unresolved feelings about Anissa.
Bro activated emergency mode the moment H3 organized this interview. Well, the one that was interviewed did not hide this. He did not hide this.
Lamau and Anissa used IDubbbz's phone to text him. Unresolved feelings. This guy snorts pure estrogen for sure. Alrighty, let's start with the clips. Mike, IDubbbz's former coach, reveals that Ian and Anissa flew out a bunch of influencers and paid for an entire hotel for 300 plus of them, plus parties during Creator Clash 2.
Was Creator Clash 2 even worth the money? Like, no, more like, was it worth as a charity? Because I feel like most of the money probably went into anything else but the charity. Also, bro is just... I also heard that Anissa was is also his first girlfriend, wife. No wonder, it explains so much.
He and Anissa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
They were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
They rented out the whole.
Why even have the charity event? What? Shouldn't most of the money go to charity instead to creators that you fly fucking in and pay their hotels and stuff?
Full hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Yeah.
Huh? So, randoms on the internet, content creators, right? You have the money to fly them in, even from France. But you were not able to fly in your own father. Yeah, sure, buddy. Like I said, what pussy does to motherfuckers, much worse.
I know. Ian and Issa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
Charity event, by the way, guys. I just flew out an entire flipping concert of people to an event, you know? I used the money for kids with cancer for parties with my friends. I really wonder what happens if you would add up all the flight tickets and the hotels, how much money would actually go to charity, because I feel like it would be a lot. And I was wondering, how does an event with big creators fail so hard? How do you lose $250,000? I mean, I could literally put a donation link in the
What? Wait, this event lost $250,000? So it was essentially worthless? That's crazy.
description, raise $1 and it would be more effective than IDubbbz and Anissa's entire event. That's how incompetent it was. Also, IDubbbz flew out everybody except his own dad. Bro has money for 300 of Hassan's cronies, but not his own family. What's gonna be their excuse now? Ian and Anissa right now. Oh, this is a good one. I need to add it to my SpongeBob collection. Hassan over.
I heard from Tectone that, MorePegasus is very much into SpongeBob. Homie might be an autistic SpongeBob kid. Maybe.
Your own dad, Christ. Anyways, it continues. Apparently the story involves Pokimane. Mike leaks that Anissa was adamant about having certain people at the event like Pokimane.
Because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people. And she would always talk about how she wants like them to be there and she wants to be a part of their group.
Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart that she had to settle for denims.
Yeah. I don't really know these people, but yeah.
I don't like denims at all.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, the only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work we did. He would never, and then everybody else, it drove me crazy. Like, AB would shout out his coach, Wale.
Wow, dude, IDubbbz is such a greedy piece of trash, refusing to share even a smidgen of clout for.
Bro, this is just, what a failure. What a failure of a charity event. There are so many better charity events that you could support instead of this. But I think Creator Clash 3 already failed pretty much because they have nobody coming there. So who cares at this point?
For somebody literally helping him out a ton. Bro, I just don't get this mindset. It really seems like they're the most selfish, narcissistic people ever. And I'm so glad that Mike has come out talking about this because it really connects the dots about what kind of person IDubbbz actually is. And of course they wanted Pokimane in, bro. She would fit right in there. Literally the most fake, pandering person ever. It was...
Yeah. I'd go along with that as well. Pokimane does fit in there. She does. And also I feel like it is very clearly from the get-go what kind of person IDubbbz is. Considering that he is literally the definition of a grifter. Because remember when he made a complete 180? He made a complete 180 towards his own community, saying that I never wanted this edgy community while making edgy content and taking the people's money and also like people's time and being absolutely ungrateful. That just makes sense. Milking iCugs? Yes, we are milking iCugs. I'm milking that man. I'm skeptical on charity today. I never know where the money actually goes and who receives that. Yep, just donate to an orphanage instead of charity. Oh yeah, just donate straight up to the place. That makes sense.
It was never about charity. It was always a ploy for Anissa to establish industry connections in the streamer world. She wanted to be part of the Poggers community so bad. It makes sense. She's a washed-up streamer that's only known for being Ian's wife and being an influencing factor for a career's end. When you're 500k down 2 weeks before your event, if you're a broke boy to say so, we'll get to this part. Now Mike talks about why he got fired.
I hate that is one of the few clips that clearly shows what kind of person Pokey is. Pokimane. Yep. That works. Still the same problem. You have that with everything though. You have that with everything. Then just do good stuff yourself. There.
because then we went back to the hotel and then they were eating at Denny's and they said we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's, and they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
Bro got fired for reminding him of his dad.
Bro got fired. Bro got fired for reminding bro of reminding IDubbbz of childhood trauma. Who is IDubbbz? I will show you who IDubbbz is.
I mean, is anybody shocked?
The guy behind me is IDubbbz. His wife does literal corn, and he is allowed to watch and to probably hold hands while she receives backshots.
That Ian has daddy issues, bro. Like, you would think Anissa has the daddy issues, right? And I'm sure she does. But Ian is so emasculated that it kind of makes sense. Also, again, just being fair, we're only hearing their side of the story here. Based on all the other information I know about IDubbbz, I'm inclined to believe it. But of course, if they come out disputing any of the stuff, that's fair enough. But I highly doubt they actually will. In fact, if you remember, IDubbbz's response to taking 34% from charity was that he allocated it to himself so that he could personally later give it to charity, which literally...
Huh? Alright, so they took 34% of the charity for themselves. So he could give it later back to charity. Yeah, I think this is a lie. This dude just kept it. This dude just kept it. Straight up. Didn't even do anything. He's a cuck who likes being NTR'd for real. For real. He does. He does. Fatherless behavior. No wonder he did fire the guy. Yep. Fatherless behavior. IDubbbz hitting us with that completionist cope.
Which makes negative sense. Mike reveals that Anissa talks shit about Ethan and Hila during Creator Clash 1. Leaks story about Ian stinking up the room. Also questions Anissa's commitment to her religion. Oh yeah, she's Muslim, guys.
Coach Mike reveals that Anissa talks shit about Ethan and Hila during Creator Clash 1. Apparently she had a habit of talking smack on many people. Leaks story about Ian stinking up the room. Also, questions Anissa's commitment to her religion. Anissa is Muslim? Yeah, I don't believe you. If you do OF, you are not a religious person. So I hate to break it to you. You cannot be religious and do OF. That does not work. Sorry, homie.
He stunk up the gym so bad you had to move him away from people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
I interpreted this as, you know, having like a bad mood and bringing in a bad mood and like ruining everything for everyone. I didn't think this was meant literally. Bro is a stinky. We have confirmation that Bro stinks more than Asmongold, because as far as I'm aware, Tectone said that Asmongold doesn't stink. So do it what you will. What is OF? OnlyFans? Corn website? Joma uses it as a shield, but yes, she commits apostasy against Islam often. She uses it. Yeah, that doesn't work on me. I don't care.
Let me just sit with that.
0.5 hotter, as if like his breath didn't stink all the time.
Maybe he started stinking from all the cuckolding. Imagine being able to stink up a gym. Right! Right, you are correct! Imagine! Imagine being able to do that. Whatever's like Patreon. Yeah, except for corn. Though people use that for Patreon too, but Patreon actually, if you go too far, Patreon will actually kill you.
Yeah.
Another question. I heard that Anissa was talking shit about me and us even before Creator Clash 1.
She had said that she didn't like associating with you guys for some reason, but then like you had been doing better or something, so they were happy to go on your show. But yeah, she definitely had mentioned like something about you and Hila, and like, or maybe it was just you, but somebody had done something that had offended her at one point.
I'm
so
sure.
she thought, Yeah, so she felt like you guys weren't like good people or something. But then once you could do their show, but she loved AB and Lena. She always loved them because she would be like, they're Muslim and I'm Muslim.
Yeah, it's
and I was like, everything you do is haram. Like nothing you do is. I have Muslim fighters.
Yes.
They pray 5 times a day. They
don't touch women.
Like
besides their wife.
They're a couple of them are from Dagestan, right? And in Dagestan, you're not allowed to shake a woman's hand. Like, but they put their hand on. They're very respectful, right?
Ah, yes, Anissa, the devout Muslim, literally goes against.
Yeah, the devout Muslim who occasionally sucks dick from other men. Yeah, clearly. Then again, we know Anissa's wife, since he definitely has more estrogen than she has. Since Anissa won't shut up about it. IDubbbz, because of IBS, basically refuses to wash his ass on a semi-regular basis. That is not something I needed to know.
Every practice ever. Literally made a video saying why I left Islam. Literally said that telling her dad she wasn't religious was the hardest thing she ever had to do. Literally makes an OnlyFans posting lewd pictures. She found out she's like 8% Arab because of some random online test, and then she went with it, bro. You can't be serious. Also, didn't her husband tear up the holy book? Dude, you'd be like executed in some places for that shit. Mark my words, that woman is going to ruin his life, Sam Hyde.
Sam Hyde once again correct or attempt to her wife. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Terrible. The pegging never stops.
God, how bad does he smell? At first it sounded like he just had some body odor, but now it's like he's some kind of insane homeless person. Is it because he shits himself? I'm watching it right now. There's a brutal destruction of their fake social media characters and actually revealing their private true beings. I thought calling him a cuck was a joke, but I'm starting to think that he actually enjoys domination and humiliation by her.
Which is, you know, we do not kink shame. We don't, right? We do not kink shame. If he likes it, he likes it. That's okay. We do not kink shame. It's okay. We understand. I get it. However, in this case, I will listen and judge. Not anyone deserves to like a good kink. Nah, that one not.
Anyways, now Harley joins in, and he has the same background as Keemstar. Mike alleges that Ian and Anissa were negative 500k weeks before Creator Clash 2. They would still spend money on the after-party award show.
To dress nicely for the gala, that there would be pictures and such.
Yeah,
You cannot do a charity while being in debt. You cannot do any charity while being in debt. Are you retarded? Are you done? Now we know why they kept that much money from the charity. Now I know. So they could pay off the debt that they already had to begin with.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So they straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for the event. Say when we asked them about it, and I said, hey, is there a gala? And they said, oh, you guys don't even worry about it. You don't have to go to that. And I said, what? This is what Anissa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list. And in my mind, I'm like, Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only...
Wow. The F chick is not the most moral person out there. Wow. Yeah, she's a piece of shit. Can we help this man? Can we get him out of here? I think we might actually need to send some rescue team towards IDubbbz and save him from his wife. What are the chances he's actually getting abused, like physically? What are the chances of that? They flew in those asshole watermark public images, Gettys. That sucks so much, bro. Yep. In this case, that sucks.
only wanted like creators there or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout.
Of course, you're only invited to the gala if you're on the approved Ian and Anissa list, right? You must either support terrorists or be a fake piece of shit. If you're actually a good person or someone trying to help, you're just not invited. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like you should have a ton of respect for, you know, your boxing coach, you know, someone taking the time to help you train and, you know, sort of risking their reputation for you publicly as well. I'm actually shocked. Like, I knew they were bad, but this is just lacking basic human decency.
So she told us we didn't have to come to the event. She doesn't know why we would want to be at the event. And I said, what's the event for?
Bro, I just look at, like, videos and pictures of him. And it's like, the longer time he spent with Anissa, the worse homie looks. Probably like 90%, or I don't know, 60%. It would not surprise me if he's actually receiving physical abuse by her. I know in Islam, women power to abuse is just different. Well, I have no idea. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how what's the word? How done homie is. The event was Diddy party for sure. Diddy party without the Diddy part. Essentially just money theft.
Yeah. And she said, and it's award show. And I said, what are the awards for? And she said, they're awards for the boxing. And I said, why wouldn't his coach want to be there? Why wouldn't his team want to be there? I was like, that makes no sense. So everybody else, all the other coaches I talked to, I said, hey, did you guys know about the gala? They said, yeah. I said, did you bring a suit for it? And all of them had freaking like 3-piece suits with like kerchiefs and everything. I had sweatpants. I'm like, what the
dude, that's so messed up. Why? It's like you're the guy connected with the event organizers and they're explicitly excluding you guys.
It's because we're both very professional, we're both very direct and very transparent. If they told us that they're going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked them, why are you doing this?
They were negative 500K before the event.
Dude, I just call it quits at that point, you know? Use some of that party money to pay for their charity at least. Have a somewhat clear conscience. Bro, I don't know if I was raised differently, but I feel like anyone would feel horrible if they like snubbed a charity.
So his own coach was excluded. More or less. Bro. Dude. And they were in debt before that. And they were doing this huge Bro. Ain't no way. These guys are absolutely retarded. It is crazy. Or maybe not retarded. Maybe just absolutely horrible people.
Charity like that. Bro, I feel bad over the tiniest shit. Like, dude, I buy chicken and rice at a certain food stall very often, right? And like the auntie there knows me and she gives me like a larger portion because I'm a regular. And she essentially just always wants to give me like a discount. And I just have to reject it every time because I'm like, damn, you're way too sweet. You're helping me out so much, you know, giving me this delicious food like every few days or whatever. And I always end up tipping a little bit more because I feel like good people with good hearts should be rewarded. And I don't know, man, it's crazy to think people like IDubbbz and Anissa exist, just like straight personifications of evil, you know?
Unless you have a big following, she's not gonna give you a shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you and go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anissa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for Ian.
What
Yes.
is happening with them?
Yes, he enjoys it. We used to feel sorry for him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the
did.
time.
We both did. Michael felt.
Bro, this is literal brain rot. Mom and pop shops are the best. Yeah. I get my doner kebab at the same spot all the time, and sometimes I just get one for free. I don't even ask, but I get it for free. Suck blood of your cock. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. It's just. Man.
Sorry for him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what? She's a fucking liar and he's a liar. And he enjoys all the punishment that she gives him. Yeah. So let it be.
Dude, it's actually confirmed. IDubbbz is an Omega level puck. Bro, you can't make cinema this good. She actually likes dominating him and he loves watching.
Bro. This is not even a joke anymore. It's just the truth. Homie loves getting cucked Deserved. At this point, it's his own fault.
Now they talk about how IDubbbz wasn't even putting in effort for the boxing.
I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker. I've seen what no pussy does to a motherfucker. And I've seen what someone's first pussy does to a motherfucker now. I've seen all three now.
They were negative 500K before the event. So the reason we found this out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2 a days. And he was like, why should I do 2 a days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2 a days. That's what pro boxers do. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me. After the first event, for the first event, he didn't do any of his cardio. So that's why I ended up gassing out so bad.
I mean, of course, IDubbbz wouldn't care about someone else's reputation. He obviously only cares about himself. I think you owe it to your trainer to do your absolute best, especially for a big spectacle like this. Obviously, nobody expects you to win, but just attend the training sessions, give it your all, so it doesn't look like he's a shit trainer or something, you know? I think I know the problem. I think IDubbbz was only 31 at this time.
He was only... Remember, this man found empathy. This man discovered empathy in his mid-30s. Don't forget that. This man discovered empathy at 34 or something like that. I don't know how old the dude is. But at least in his 30s. Consider that. It was the worst of all 3 situations. Yep. Definitely dude is wearing a cock. She is turning him into a... she's turning him into a sissy. Literally.
Obviously unlocked empathy at 32, guys, remember? Now, apparently...
32, okay, not 34, 32.
Anissa was ordering Ian around like a dog.
And afterwards, everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry. So she tells Ian when he was hungry.
Like a little kid, like a child, bro. Nah, you couldn't get this information. You couldn't get this information out of me. I'd rather die if that was my relationship. I wouldn't show that in publicly at all, bro. Like a little child, you're hungry, you're going to eat now. Technically, given estrogen is considered PED, performance-enhancing drugs, he'd be disqualified. But isn't that making it worse? So he's basically a year younger than me. Yeah, and just recently discovered empathy.
Hungry. We're like, what the hell?
Dude, what is this? Dude, IDubbbz is like, what do you call Rick? Rick from Game of Thrones. You know the guy who got tortured so bad he like lost any semblance of his humanity and like literally just...
Bro, Pegasus, this is diabolical. He's taking the guy from Game of Thrones that got his balls cut off. Or like his entire dick.
Forgot everything about himself and is just like a hollow husk of himself. Yeah, that's basically IDubbbz. He also got his pee-pee cut off, which I guess figuratively happened to IDubbbz here. Anyways, Anissa somehow made it about herself, said that her brand was at stake.
Well, he went and told Anissa that
Didn't bro get a vasectomy? If I remember correctly, and she made him a cake?
I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym.
Like a reddish cake that had, like some balls on it, like a pair of balls.
Super mad, and she's like, "Our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now." And we're like,
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
They were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like,
so those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
And then he says, "We lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party."
Dude, throwing parties when you're 500K in the red and not even regretting it, that is insane. And Anissa making it all about herself is the least surprising thing. But now we get to the juicy part. Apparently, Anissa was cheating on Ian. She was like crushing on another guy.
Okay, now that was the part I was most interested in. That was not just the event, but that's the part I'm interested in. First of all, I hate cheaters, neutered him. Once again, I cannot say in video format what I would do to cheaters. But, you guys already know this.
guy.
She was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then
I want to think that like,
Bro, nah, get this man out. Maybe he does need help. Maybe he does need help. My god, she's actually into him getting the shit beaten out of him. Him being dominated. He is actually in the cuck position. That is crazy. Bro. Elevated estrogen indicates steroid abuse, but you could also abuse the estrogen to cease muscle and tendon stiffness. Ah, okay. Which would be hilarious if Anissa's spouse was abusing either. But I would doubt he is that motivated. Also, his chest is still flat, so doubt he's hitting PEDs. Okay.
Yeah, I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shoutouts to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush. Yeah.
It was our friend Gabe.
She shared it.
Yeah,
and we have a clip too. You guys can share.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
There's no shot, bro. She was crushing on another guy who was actively beating up Ian, like punching his face in. Dude, I told you guys, he's the ultimate puck. He loves watching. He loves watching from the puck chair. And once again, I'm just saying,
He does not love watching it. He lives it. He's sleeping on the chair. Also, I have to say this. She doesn't even look that good. She doesn't even look that good. No pretty face. I guess boobs, but that's about it. She doesn't even look good. Isn't this the same guy who made fun of these communities? It can't get more ironic. Yep.
if something comes out involving Hassan and Anissa, I'm just saying I call it.
Like, straight up, in some clips I've seen, and some pictures I've seen, she looks fucking homeless, in fact. Maybe it is Stockholm Syndrome. She doesn't have those anymore. Wait, she removed those as well? She got a reduction quite a long time ago. Why is he still here?
I want every person to come back to this channel and tell me that I called it if that ever gets leaked. But anyways, to be fair, this is he said, she said, so we don't know 100% unless some more proof comes out, but it's funny to think about. Anyways, we got even more lore. Apparently, Anissa is also a gold digger. Anissa allegedly had a pact with her mom to marry somebody rich and of the same religion.
Well, the rich part, I guess, worked. The religion part did not. Except maybe bro converted. You've
already exposed her for being like the first person that Ian's ever been with, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, what happened was she even told us, she used to always tell her mom, I'm going to be with a millionaire. And so we think that once she
used to tell her mom that she would be with a millionaire? How do you know that?
Her mom told her that it had to be someone rich.
How did you know that?
Well, she told us.
She would tell us that.
It was, I remember exactly. It was when we were in Vegas going to the other podcast, and we were inside the Uber, and we were with Ian and Anissa, and Anissa said that, like, her mom only had two expectations for her to marry someone that was rich and also to be of her religion, right? And so she said that.
So homie does not only get sexually cucked, he also gets financially cucked. Or financially dominated. Findom. So bro is into getting cucked and findom. The list gets longer.
That Anissa goes, well, I mean, I didn't get someone that was of my religion, but at least I got one part of it right. He's rich. And then she like laughed about it, and then he was in the car, and you could tell he was bothered by it.
I was bothered.
Who wouldn't be bothered by that?
Dude, if your girl tells you she literally married you just for money, that is not a good relationship. She just admitted she's a gold digger. She doesn't even care about your personality, your values, or you as a person. She was using you as a checkbox. Like, oh, I need to marry a millionaire. I guess IDubbbz will do. I mean, heck, he even lets me bang other dudes while he watches on the puck chair. What a deal. We got the 2-for-1 special. Then we have this crazy story about Kate here. Kate shares her tragic story about being a bride and how Ian and Anissa ignored her when she asked them to help and then came back later when they needed help from her.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's wild, bro. That is great. Okay, bro. That went really dark real quick. Goodness. Hi, Mom. He ain't a human, but he got money. Yeah, I guess. Well, she's got to get their value somewhere, so probably the mom isn't that much different, or at least similar.
America, okay, and Ian and Nisa are well aware of my story because I've had them at my home. They've seen my kids and everything. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and you know, once I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Nisa and I asked them if they could help, you know, share the information because it was really important to me that this bill passed. And they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Ian and Nisa was texting me and Michael, and they were like,
they reached. Yeah, they ignored us.
So they reached. Okay. I get it. Okay. Basically, basically they didn't give a rat's ass about this, right? Which, fair enough. That's horrible, but nothing crazy. The fact that they reached out to them on the same day as they would have the interview to do damage control is wild, though. That is wild. That just shows how horrible these two are.
When we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
They take a hard stance.
That's why it makes one. You begs the question.
Dude, this is some evil shit, man. Now I'm starting to understand where IDubbbz got his empathy from. When you're married to someone as evil as Anissa, I mean, this is the result, man. What an absolutely horrid person she is. Can you imagine getting left on red for something like that, and then later they have the audacity to message you on top of that, like ignoring your previous message about wanting help about this really pressing issue? My bad, didn't see that, but now I need your help. Just don't expose me on Ethan's stream, guys. No clout to be gained, that's why. Anyways, after this, Ethan actually donated 5K to them as compensation because IDubbbz is obviously too cheap to pay them.
Based Ethan. Once more. Dude, this is just wild. This is that it would spiral that bad. I feel like the 2000s, the 2020s are the decade of great content creators falling and getting exposed from all sides. It's interesting.
Them is the same amount that I was supposed to receive as bonus from Ian and Anissa, but never got. It's not right that he stiffed you guys. I mean, this is a great move by him. Now, apparently, it still gets worse. Anissa was getting her fake boobs removed during Ian's training arcs, preventing him from training as much.
Before he was supposed to start training for his fight camp, right? But then they didn't come and train, and then she decided that she was gonna have her tits removed, like during his fight camp.
Oh, that was the second one. That was
Bro, she really was. This is absurd. She fucking hates him. She just fucking does. She hates him. She has to hate him. There is no reasonable human acts this way. She has to hate him.
Yeah, I said CC.
What? Why? I guess. What was she saying, that it was uncomfortable or something?
I mean, it probably hurt her back.
I mean,
what are you doing?
She told me that
I do that in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, she always blames it on everybody. She blames it on her doctor. She told me personally that she wasn't too sure about it, and then her doctor told her to go too big.
So basically, her tits were fake to begin with. Okay, I get it.
And now she's not happy. And she's got to get it taken out. But it's like, out of all the times that you could have done it after CC1.
So you're saying you're saying she did it during training camp?
Yes.
Dude, Anissa's got to be like this mini devil sent by some evil force to just ruin Ian's life. And
that is, in fact, from the previous video that we watched, that is, in fact, a seaman demon. Bro thinks he's Goku. Well, he did have a training arc because he needed to train for the event. But yeah, that woman is a seaman demon.
In any way possible, bro. Wasn't there a story where IDubbbz missed one of his like best friend's wedding, like Max Mofo's wedding, because Anissa wanted to get like tattoos? It's actually done, bro. Their reputation is never coming back.
Wait a minute, what? I didn't catch that. Wait a minute, huh?
Just ruin Ian's life in any way possible, bro. Wasn't there a story where IDubbbz missed one of his like best friend's wedding, like Max Mofo's wedding, because Anissa wanted to get like
bro, if my homie had a wedding, I wouldn't just not go there because my girlfriend wants tattoos. What the fuck? Bro, she was just plastic. Yep, probably still is.
Tattoos. It's actually done, bro. Their reputation is never coming back after this.
We actually had asked Ian if he could help us open a gym, not even financially, because at the time we were okay. So we were like, hey, could you just help us out by like signing as a guarantor? And he had told us in no world could he ever help us.
He said that?
Yeah.
Literally.
He said it like in a mean way?
Yes.
In no world. He said, in no world could I help you.
Why would he respond like that?
Yeah, but instead they responded with, in no world would we, or would we like help you guys.
Why so mean? Why were they so mean?
And I believe that was Anissa texting, not Ian, because those are her words.
Bro looked real quick like he went through some PTSD. He lost the bloody rights. Broco violated. He ain't a man. He wasn't to begin with. His estrogen is higher than his testosterone. He's definitely Anissa's wife.
She always uses the words, in no world.
Yeah.
That's her favorite word.
In no world will Anissa's reputation ever be restored. In no world. You know, nobody's forcing you to help anyone, but at least don't be rude about it, right? I've been asked by a lot of people for help, but like, you can't always help everybody, of course, you know, I do get that, but you at least do them the decency of being respectful, being kind and courteous. Like, you only respond like this if you're a massive dickhead. Now, Ethan also responded to IDubbbz's latest video on concern trolling.
He made a video concern trolling me, and then he put out a video talking about how he hates concern trolling. It's actually mind-blowing. I knew that people weren't going to stick around for him, like, because I know the audience he's courting, which is like these snarkers, right? They'll come for the bullshit and the hate, but they don't even like you to begin with. They're not going to watch your dumb content.
Damn! Look at this. Look at this. 7.3 million subs, 220 views in 23 hours. Content deputy on IDubbbz. Reverse content cop, right? 227k views, 51k subs 1 day ago. So pretty much is very interesting. It's very close to each other. That's very interesting.
Yeah. This dude, Cameron F305, who made the content cop parody about Ian, and he got more views than Ian's new video. And this dude has, well, he has 51,000 subs now, which is really cool, but he had like 3,000 or something when he started.
Dude, this is the greatest fall off of all time. I remember people were gloating like, oh my god, IDubbbz got 7 million views, guys. He's so relevant. And I told you guys, you can go back to my video there. I said they were hate viewers, and this doesn't actually mean that he's that popular. You can just look at the dislike ratio or the comments and see that people were obviously not watching for IDubbbz. And what do you know? I was right again. Give me a fucking medal. Thank you. Anyways, moving on to Hassan. He has responded to the flag clip of him supporting terrorists.
Overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah. Hezbollah. Look it up.
How does Hezbollah...
What? I mean, I'm not surprised, but what the fuck is going on? Though I suppose that makes sense. Theory learned that Peterson was right with his warning about the left audience. And now we get the glory of the best left civil war in ages. Yeah, for real, you should bring back dislike count. Yeah. But funny enough, the dislike count extension is fairly accurate, in fact, when people said it was not.
treats the LGBT plus community. Hassan Nasrallah, head of...
Hezbollah is openly hostile towards LGBTQ plus people. Its leader incites violence and opposes discrimination. LGBTQ plus individuals face harassment, threats, and legal risk. The group contributes to dangerous, intolerant environment. Those who commit this act, even if they don't do it once, are to be deleted. It's the same thing with trans people having the Palestine flag, or gay people having the Palestine flag. Bro, why are you supporting people that will kill you? It is what it is. Don't feel weird. No, it's part of the game. They're always the one that listen to you, and when you remind, he's like, oh right, I can sub to this guy. I mean, you're very true. I could say like and subscribe at the end of the each video.
Of Hezbollah, those who commit this act, even if they do it once, are to be killed.
Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. It's actually...
Even Will is like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
he's doing...
Even Will. Man, don't you fucking dare bring up Will Neff in this conversation. Oh, I can't even watch this. Oh my God, even Will. Wait, my haters are now in the fucking Patreon giving me money? Oh my Lord. Brother.
I hate to point it out. However, why is his head so small?
Make your haters your waiters at the table of success. Eric Adams, Hassan Piker.
Yeah, just did not address supporting Hezbollah at all. Great response, man.
Welcome to the Kick Family. As we go, shit has signed with butt.
Bro, are you okay? That was like the worst joke ever told. What the heck? You use like all your life force to force out that laugh, bro. My God. Genuinely feel horrible for Will. That makes zero.
Oh, tech dude! Donut operator.
Sense. He's bragging about being a lol cow. Ah, yes, solid commentary. So many scoffing noises.
Okay, look, here's the thing, right? If I said that my favorite flag was the Confederate flag, or like, and I'm not even gonna bring into the Nazi flag, right? People would be losing their fucking minds. We would never fucking be in this place if you just don't.
I mean, people would. Like, people here in Germany, people have crash outs over others having the German flag. Like, the regular German flag, right? The national flag. In their name or bio. People crash out completely. But when somebody has some weird flag in there that supports something terrible, it's totally fine. As long as it's on the right side. What the fuck? Hassan is LGBTQ supporter. To be fair, if you support organizations that are against LGBTQ or any cause, but you support that cause, you're a hypocrite and you're not an ally. You're not a supporter. Straight up. I don't consider him a supporter. He has proven many times that he can't be a supporter. And if he does, he's the hypocrite. I can't imagine how people would react to the Kingdom of Prussia flag. Definitely not that well.
Support terrorists. Holy shit. Oh my God. It shouldn't be that hard. Really. It shouldn't have been that fucking hard.
It's actually very hard. 99.99% impossible. Now click this video or Anissa Jomha is your kid's kindergarten teacher.
No! No, 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 no. Yeah. IDubbbz is the ultimate cug. That is all we got from this video. He used the money for charity to pay his debt. He has no idea how to spend money or be responsible with money. Both of them, actually. Yeah. Rip Bozo. It is right there.